Hello, this is your host, Lakota Ravoc, and welcome back to Timberborn. So today what we're going to do is we're going to take the structure that we finished on the last one, and we're going to just delete it. We're going to go back in time, we're going to fix our mistake. We set it up so we could hopefully farm and plant trees, and that's not going to work out because water's not actually going to reach the top. We need to figure out how to make it so that beavers are going to be able to live up here, move everyone up here, and survive. Well, we figured it out on my last episode last week, which is basically me just going through a couple of design ideas, and I came up with one really good idea afterwards. This is what we have to do is we have to take all these platforms here, drop them down about 2 levels, and use kind of a terrain pillar system in a way. The base of the train's got to be in the water. Now that means we are going to have to lower the terrain level around the entire top of the map down 1, but that's okay. It's going to look a little weird, but it's going to work out. That means all these 6x1 platforms I put across the outside edge have to go. They unfortunately just can't be there anymore. And we have to redo all of this structure in the dam so that we can get the terrain in the farm area lowered. And this is, again, a temporary farm area. Afterwards, I'm not as concerned about it, but it needs to be fixed. It needs to be fixed big time. So we're going to go back in time about 30 cycles, and we're going to fix all that. So we'll see in a little bit. Now, here we are back about 33 years in the past, just before we started building that large overhanging structure for the food and the trees. And we're going to basically stop building this little section over here, and we're going to redesign it. Now, the fun part is I'm going to have to move all the beavers because the district center is just too tall for what we're about to do. Let's kind of show you what we need to do here. So we're still building the wall. We're still building it up the way we are. The difference is all of this is going to get lowered. So all that work I did to lay all this down, kind of the moot point. What we're going to do is we're going to take these structures and lower them down a little bit. So we need to get rid of this right here. These overhangs are. We're going to put in some 2x1 overhangs. And so I don't have to move all this stuff around. I'm going to recenter what I'm doing. And it should be right there. Yeah, that's right. Essentially what we want to do is we want to bring our platforms about 2 levels lower. You can see here, 2 levels lower than what they were before. And then the landscape's going to go top of that. And then right above that, we're going to put extra bit of landscaping. So our terrain blocks are going to be too high from now on. And so they're going to be level with the top of these platforms. I don't know if you can see it, but giving us a little gap in the back there so the water can freely flow out, right, without having a problem. You keep it high enough that's going to irrigate the terrain that we've got, and the terrain blocks below are going to be dipped into the water, creating a permeation effect that's going to allow the topsoil to be irrigated and continue to be irrigated a little bit through a drought. So that should help out a lot. So this is the new plan. We're going to make a little border, unfortunately, outside. Create this little rain dipping effect, and that should help us a lot. But that means we have to destroy this little plateau that we made earlier and rebuild this whole thing. So I got a little work ahead of me. I'll be back in a little bit. And there we have it. So I redid the entire top area, rebuilt Blue Cheese version 0.2, and I'm just waiting for it to get built back up. You can see now we have a walkway that's made by these 2x1 overhangs, and it's using the impermeable floors, so that way in case there is a bit of a surge, water won't come back up. And I redid the top of the dam. So you can see here, I made the river a little bit deeper. I've made the pipe a little wider, and I've set everything else up pretty much the same, except for how we do the water coming out now. So considering the terrain is going to be in the actual water at the same level as any kind of water output, we have to leave a gap so that water can escape. I don't know if this is going to hurt or it's going to help water coming out of the dam, but when we do get a bad tide, it's probably going to kill the crops that are up here. So this is, again, just a temporary measure. It's not something that's permanent. All the farming and the forestry is going to be done at a different area. But this is the new idea, so it should keep our food and our trees green during the wet season. I am curious to see how this is going to go in practice, so we need to kind of fast forward everything and build it. And to do that, I'm going to kind of break the game and use the developer mode to increase the speed almost 100 times as fast. Hopefully we will not have a catastrophic event and kill all of our beavers. So, see you in a little while. Well, we had a catastrophic event and killed all of our beavers, at least in blue cheese. So I had to roll this back. I pretty much just let it go all night long. And I woke up this morning and they were all dead. So yeah, good for me. So I rolled this back, started it back up, and we now have blue cheese in its glory up top, already built. As you can see, they've gotten a lot accomplished, and they've already started working on our mega dam structure here. And this structure is going to be our resource center, so it's going to have food, it's going to have trees, just like before, but it's going to look a little different. And to help with the speed of the game, I removed a lot of the holograms that were out there, so that way I don't have to worry about it as much. The more holograms I have, the slower it goes. Yeah, we're going to let them keep building, and we'll come back to this in a little while. And there goes the last little bit of terrain, finally capping off our entire channel dam structure. Now we got that taken care of. We're going to see if this thing works. And I did that in considerably less time because I didn't have other things going on at the same time. So it only took about 20 cycles instead of about 30. So that's pretty good. I shut off all these sluice gates, and let's speed this up so we can see the water rise. There, it's starting to go up quite a bit already. So we blocked off this access instead, so that way only bad water can go out this way, and it's going to be at a lower level. We've got dam pieces up top here, and we have a channel right here, which is going to allow the water to go out. So we have kind of an open gap. And we're going to have to do the same thing on the other side so the water can flow freely into the map. But there we go. It just went green. Look at that. It's beautiful. Oh, they're already starting to... Let's pause the farmhouses real quick. They're already starting to plant. There we are. The water's coming out, and we made the pipe a little deeper and the channel a little deeper, and the water's flowing out freely. My only question is, if I dam this section up here, would the water build up so that it would keep this higher, which I think it will. It's moving pretty fast. So that's pretty good. So I'm going to pause, and I want to test out that strategy real quick. We got a dam in place. We just got to wait for them to build it, and we'll see how that affects the water. It should theoretically build up and keep more water in this channel, which is good. And the endpoints on the maps will also do the same thing. So that means we should keep a large amount of water in reserve now. So let's hope this works out fine. All right, they are all done building it, and I think we have a winner. We've got plenty of water in reserve. That pipe is letting all the fresh water up and it's filling that channel up real nicely. So I think we're good. We don't have to worry about water again. And the little tactic is helped out a lot. And we've actually got water over here somehow. Like, there's no water down below, yet it's staying green up here. And I don't know how it's doing that. It could be the amount of water that's touching the rest of the land is transferring it over. But I'm happy with this. We can actually put more trees down. That's fantastic. Since this is a success and we can actually get our beavers to thrive up here, I think we're ready to keep going. We need them to make this area space bigger over here where blue cheese is, and then we're going to put some more houses down, and we're going to let them kind of survive up above our soon-to-be flooded zone. So I'm going to let them build on that, and I'm going to start fixing the rest of the map because I've got a lot of work ahead of me here. There's There's a lot of things I have to take care of. I have to lower all these platforms I put in. Oh, God, no. Oh. I mean, all these holograms are going to kill my save file. I will say that. It's going to take forever. But I am so happy this is taking shape and it's working out the way I hoped it would. So let's go ahead and finish this off. I think we'll let them continue on and I'm going to fix the rest of this and then we'll just come back and see what it looks like, at least feasibly. All right, we'll see you in a few minutes. All right, welcome back. Now we've made some significant progress. Got a little extra land mass over here, so we're going to actually start building some extra houses over here for the beavers. And we're going to move everyone up here. And I've been hard at work. I've been building all of this. And you can see there's a lot going on. And it takes a while. Like what you're seeing here took me about 8 hours. And I got the center point finished finally. So this is the 4 corners of the center of the map. So you got the 4 districts. Each one of them has 4 houses at the beginning, and we can build up from here. There's a zipline station. There are 2 of these district crossings, one on either corner, kind of cutting off this whole zone and allowing imports from the different areas. Several bridges just kind of go over the channel that I built around them, as well as crossing between the districts. And then I've made all the channels connect to the outer wall. So you can see there's a 2-block high dam here. So the water should get trapped and come out of those dams. And we can line the rest of this with like power wheels, though we will have to raise them up on platforms. So those are done. All I got left to do is continue on with this map and just keep covering it over with platforms, as you can see right here, and terrain, and I'll finish it up. But yeah, this does take a while because I'm having to edit and rebuild and make sure everything lines up with the platforms underneath. So it does take a little while. But yeah, that's that. So let's go ahead and build some houses over here in blue cheese. Just gonna make a nice little living quarter over here. I think I can fit at least 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, well, 5 when I get this little section built. That'll be nice. So that's 45 beavers right there. And over at Ranch, we have a total of 72 beavers that we have to house. So right now, they're down to about 60. What is that? That's, yeah, 66 beavers total. We move them over there. They're not going to have any place to sleep right now. And that's okay. But you can just make another set of houses over on the other side, I think. And I just realized they need stairs. So let's change that out. Since we're going to need a labor, why don't we put a couple more back here behind them, all staired up. And then if we want, we can put some decorations back here. But I'm not too worried about the longevity yet. Not until we actually like get the rest of this built. So we need to get this section taken care of. So let's just high prioritize this area just so they can get that built and build those houses. And we'll do the rest of this. There we go. So they should start getting to work on that. And then we just need some storage for food and other things, which I think we can put on top of these, because we are going to need for potatoes and bread. And we're going to kind of work that out in here as well. Now, so let's get everyone moved over. Let's migrate that population. Now, all the beavers are going to blue cheese. And ranch is no more. Everyone's going over there. We are going to have to transfer all these food items and everything else over. So what we're going to do is we're going to destroy this district crossing and destroy Ranch's city center and connect it all together, because all the zipline stations will be connected to the one location. So let's say bye-bye to Ranch. I'm going to destroy all these houses as well. Get that lumber. We're going to empty all these warehouses. They can grab this stuff as they need to. Get rid of that district crossing. That's a bunch of resources that they can claim. And let's connect the old ranch to the new blue cheese. Okay, so they'll be able to access anything that was in ranch now. We're going to unpause all the businesses up here and let them get working. Now, with that in mind, we're going to destroy some of these other buildings, because we don't want them to come down here to work where they don't need to work. But all these resources they'll be able to pick up. And any planted crops, we're going to stop planting. They can harvest them still, but they just won't be able to plant new ones. This way they can still get all the resources until they're dried up. And then after that, we can just destroy those buildings. So let them continue working down these farms. We're going to also empty out all these water containers and make a couple new water containers up above because we've got 6 pumpers working up there. The same goes for all these trees and berries and dandelions. They won't be replanted. Berries and dandelions, they regrow anyway, so we won't worry too much about those. And since we have all those extra beavers, let's go ahead and get the bad water rig going. Let's get the explosives factory going, and let's get the centrifuge going. So the bad water rig puts out, with 2 people, 40 units of bad water every 5 hours. The centrifuge takes 4 units of bad water every 0.75 hours. So that's 7.5 hours for 40 units. So I think we got a good balance going. We don't need to worry too much about that. We've already got one of our first houses constructed. We just need to get all the stairs and everything built. But with 20 beavers building, shouldn't take too long. Let's get some extra water storage in real quick. We'll drop one right here. And it's temporary, so we'll just drop one right here. It's kind of ugly, but it'll work. Look at all those little guys getting hard to work. Now, we do have some crops already planted and grown already because I accidentally left some of these on. So I got them a head start, which is kind of nice. Fortunately, the forestry hut's going to take a while. I might build a second one just to get them going faster. The good news is with all the zip lines, it makes things a lot easier for them to get around. Go ahead and also unload all of these large piles so they all go topside. And we'll build some more storage over here. Let's get dynamite, get some pine resin. Let's drop this water tank here as well. And that is going to be our extract. Hopefully they'll move all that stuff into here. Let's get a grilled potato storage, a bread storage because we're going to unlock all that. And then let's get an additional berry storage for now. And this is easily pathed up like so. That should help out our food storage quite a bit. And finally, we're going to need actual food crafting. So we need to get a grill so we can get the potatoes done. So we're just going to start putting things down, but they're not actually going to be able to actually craft them yet. So let's get a couple of grills down. One is going to be for potatoes and one is going to be eventually for chestnuts. And let's get a little high priority on the ground down here. It looks like they also got that ground built, so we're good on the housing. We're just going to keep this going right there just to extend it out a little bit. Now, for the bread, we're going to need a grist mill, so let's unlock that. We've got 36,000 science on us. Let's unlock that grist mill. That's going to need power. And then we're going to need a bakery as well. And that's 160 science. So, very cheap. So we'll get a bakery right here, and we'll put a grist mill right next door to it. Grist mill will do wheat flour, and the bakery is going to do bread. We can't do the cattail crackers or the maple pastries yet. The maple pastries will come a little sooner than the cattail crackers because I haven't set up anything for the water foliage, basically the spatterdock and the cattails. But I will. I know how to do it now. It's going to make it a lot easier. But we just need some basic foods until we actually get everything built. And this will improve their quality of life just a little bit more. The grist mill only needs 60 horsepower, so that's going to be easy. So we are going to put down a windmill for it right here. Just connect that. That one windmill is going to take care of this easily at 150 horsepower. And as things get emptied down here, we're just going to destroy them and reclaim the wood and everything that we need to. And as jobs like this farmer house finish up and they collect all the stuff here, we'll just get rid of those and free up some beavers. I'll actually lower their workforce because they don't need to work as hard over here. I did have 2 grills going, but I'm going to destroy one, free up somebody. And I think we can get rid of this forester now because we've got all that wood production going up top. Let's get rid of that. Same thing with this tapper shack. And the fluid dump, that frees up 3 more beavers. Same thing with this water pump. We don't need that there anymore. Let's get rid of that. Empty out this small tank. And we'll let them just cut the rest of these trees down. Just reclaim all that lumber so we can use it. And we will also have to move all these buildings up top, but I'm going to leave these down here for now. We're not going to flood the basin yet. It's going to take a while before we get there. So they can keep building. Now, while these little guys are building away, I just want to thank you for coming down and watching. Please make sure you click that subscribe button. It takes people like you subscribing to this channel to keep it going. I'm currently at 240 people. I really need to get up to 1,000, so every subscriber helps. So please click on that subscribe button. Make sure you also hit the like button and like this video, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the series. Me, personally, I'm really excited to see this thing flood. So I hope you're just as excited as I am. Let me know down in the comments below. And there we have it. Our new pop-up settlement, Blue Cheese, is fully functional with all the barracks that it can have. This will keep us going until we can get the rest of this, canopy built. So hopefully we can survive long enough that we can build all this, but you can see they've done quite a bit of work already. Food is going good, water is going good, and our forestry is going good. So I think we've done well. I will say, though, I did have my first bad tide, so I am changing all of my normal dams into sluice gates so that I can automate the flow. Unfortunately, they just kept coming out of the dams. So all the bad water was just flowing out of here. So they're currently building this for me right now as fast as they can. As you can see, I still have a long ways to go to cover this entire thing over. I'm using the developer tools to kind of pan out the view, and you can see how big it really is. We'll leave it there. I'm going to get the rest of this kind of covered over in my downtime, and next time we come back, they'll be building all of it, and then we'll flood this over. So that'll probably be the last episode of the season. Thank you for coming down and watching. This is going to be Lakota Ravoc signing off. Y'all have a good day. Bye-bye. What was that? You're welcome, buddy.